Hi, this is Andy. I wanted to give you a quick update on how to manage your data list. Lots of times when you get a file from ListSource or Listability or any of those typical data source companies, it's already a CSV file that stands for comma separated value. So there's really nothing you really have to do with it. You can simply upload it into our system as is. If you wanted to, you can get rid of some of the things like prefix. We don't need that. Just right click on it and delete it. Right here, if I double click, it'll show me the individual name where it's combining the first and the last name all in one field. I don't need that. As long as I have a first name and a last name, I can get rid of this individual name. So I just right click and delete. I don't need a middle initial. Right click, delete. I'm just keeping it personal. So we say Dear Mark, Dear Mary. We don't say Dear Catherine Sheehan, right? We're separating it. And here I have an address, which is the owner's address. If you want to, you can double click in there and type in owner so you recognize it as the owner's address. You can double click these columns, by the way, and they'll open them up. You can click them and drag them smaller. Here we have owner address line 2, and what that is maybe an apartment number or a suite number. And city, state, zip +4 I don't need. I don't need this here. I don't need that. I right click and delete. And here we have site property address, which is great. So you're referencing the property, such as I want to buy your house at, but we're actually mailing it to this address, but we're referencing this site property address. Then we have a site city name, a site zip, a site state, a site zip again. I don't need the second zip code, just delete it. And I don't need all this other stuff, square footage, when the home was bought and all that stuff. So I just right click it and delete it, and delete it. So I'm left with a pretty clean list. I've got first name and last name, owner's address line 2 if there is one, owner city, owner state, owner zip. Once again, these are where you're going to mail the piece. It's the owner's information. Then you have site property address, site city name, site zip, and site state. This is the referenced information in your piece, and that's about it. At this point, I do File, Save As, and depends on what you have for managing your data, but usually it'll have a format box, and I click on this and I want to click on comma separated value. See there it says CSV, so I click on that. I like to give it a name. Maybe I'll just highlight the name up here, absentee owner list 01. That makes sense. And I'll put it in the folder that I'll remember, and you hit save. And it may come back and yell at you and say this workbook has been changed or modified. Go ahead and click on continue. That's it. That's how you manage a data list. But once again, you don't even have to touch it. If you don't want to, you can upload it as is if it's a CSV file into our system.